Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, we're out the newest episode of The Flash Season 8. This is The Flash Season 8, Episode 16, almost said 17 there. Episode 16, titled The Curious Case of Bartholomew Allen. Interesting and very long title. The Curious Case of Bartholomew Allen. Of course, Barry Allen. So, last week's episode was kind of intense. They didn't waste any time. Barry right away figured out that Iris was missing, and then actually got a hold of Dion in some sort of way, because Dion disappeared the last time we saw him before the last week's episode. He reappears, and then he takes Barry into the Still Force, where things are kind of happening, like, out of sequence or whatever, like, past, present, and future, and things are kind of getting, like, combined and stuff. It was really, really bizarre. And then Dion betrays Barry. Like, I'm trying to figure why exactly. And Nora is in the mix. Of course, our Nora, well, not our Nora from Season 5, but the new Nora is brought into the mix because Dion in this, like, mist or whatever is like, I can't help Barry, but you can. I'm like, but you sent him to be stuck in the Still Force in the house or whatever he grew up in, of course. Joe, the house they still go to, Joe's house. And Nora's there, and they basically figure out that Barry has a little bit of the Still Force within him, so that's going to help, like, connect them to where they can get back or whatever for being stuck in this place where they really can't get out of. And he was referencing stuff in terms of Nora having a wife, seeing Bart's kids, and they also Max Mercury, like, they name dropped that character. And then they get out of the Still Force, and Iris is still missing and all that kind of stuff. And on top of that, it was covered a little bit. I forgot to mention in the intro last week, a little bit in the last week's episode. They continued the storyline where Caitlyn wants to bring back Frost. And we had that opening scene and that closing scene where Chillblaine, I think his name's Mark, but Chillblaine says he won't do it, and then at the end he's like, okay, we're going to do it. I think that was in the last episode, was it? I'm thinking, or am I confusing that with some... It's been a bit. I've had a crazy day, and my mind is just all over the place. But anyways, let's see what they do in this episode, guys. Let's see how they continue the storyline with Iris missing and the time sickness and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, blah. Let's go. Flip them around. Ooh. Banana. Oh my god, Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. Oh my god, really?
What the hell is going on?
He doesn't understand it. I don't either.
Use your vorpal sword. Use your vorpal sword. My what?
Your what? This is confusing.
I read the whole thing in like 2 seconds. Oh, I read that in like 2 seconds. I don't sound like that. I'm a little intimidated.
Oh, wow. Hello.
What can I say, Alan? She figured it out on her own. Well, I figured it out first.
That's important.
I mean, gamma radiation to interact with cellular
Gamma radiation, Hulk?
Use...
My god, Barry. Slow it down. That looks like something for Arrow. Like an Arrow warehouse.
You're the bad guy, aren't you?
You're the bad guy.
Some time and tell me what these mods...
There's okay. A consumption?
Osteoporosis, high cholesterol, and heartburn.
What?
It says here that you've aged 30 years overnight.
What?
Possible. Do we even know? Has this affected your powers?
I don't know. We'll find out. Oh. It's not working. That's always looked awkward, too.
I can still handle it.
No, you can't. Oh.
There's the Joe West I know.
What the hell? What are you doing here?
Hey,
Just walked in?
let's see what you're working with.
They're gonna work together to get all this figured out.
Is everything okay?
Well, Iris is missing. What do you expect?
This isn't the answer to getting what you want.
What's the answer then? And what does he want?
To get what I want.
The guy looks younger. Am I crazy? He had white hair, I thought, in that... Oh. Okay, so Barry, you can dodge this, right? Oh my god. He's aging. He's me! He's getting gray hair!
You gotta stop using your speed.
Gotta stop running.
I have to find this guy.
But, no, you don't.
And what if you die of old age before you can stop him?
I mean, you could.
I'm gonna go with you.
I'm gonna go with you, because you need help.
He surprised us a couple of times.
All right, let's see.
Is it gonna work? I doubt it. Oh, I'm about to say. Oh, it's gonna wipe the data. Where the fuck are they? Great Wall of China? Why?
We are a long way from home.
How did we get here?
He doesn't even remember?
I feel like we don't have time for this. I'm fine.
But
now.
no, you're not. No.
Serious this is.
You were a single father.
Mm-hmm.
You took in a traumatized boy who just lost both of his parents. You raised the Flash.
Yeah. So become the Flash. No.
And he didn't get his...
What are you doing, Barry? Are you confused? You lost?
Forgot where it was.
You're not normally this stubborn. And what are you
Do we have to bring it up again?
Iris
is missing.
Nora, Bart,
Iris? Forgot?
even Iris.
There you go.
Never feared getting old.
Some people
He
do.
made a choice.
He just wants to be young again. And
He looked younger the second time Barry saw him.
Look at his hair.
Yeah.
He's
It's
not
darker.
gray anymore.
Exactly. I pointed this out.
He works. He becomes immortal.
Immortal? Yeah, mad scientist for sure.
Okay, what do we got that can put out that much energy?
Me.
Oh, shit.
No.
You're right, Cecile. I can't outrun time.
Nope.
But I can embrace it.
Okay.
I can choose to spend
He's not gonna
every
die. We
moment
got season
trying
9.
to save innocent lives.
This is a random parking lot. No one's there. It's fully charged. So Barry, do something quick. Okay. Okay. He's trying to contain it. Come on.
He just mentioned
Jesus. I don't know. He's not gonna... I don't know. Oh my god. Old Barry. Did that kickback, did that bring Barry back?
9 years.
Oh no.
Long time.
How old am I?
29.
Okay.
Right?
I owe.
Thank you for the pep talk, because Iris wasn't here to give me one, so I needed one.
Sorry.
1 week later, okay, so we're jumping ahead a little bit.
Barry used to be the Streak.
Yeah, what's your
He
name?
became the Flash.
Oh my god. Joe.
Like reading in the handbook there, children.
Oh my god.
Show y'all how to play this game.
No, I thought Caitlyn was with you.
Uh-oh. No, Caitlyn's been doing some shit in her apartment.
Caitlyn?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, some shit's going on in there.
What are you doing here?
Your mom
Trying to
called
figure out what the
you.
hell's
You
going
said
on.
You were staying with her, but she said she
Oh,
has
that's
to
why
see
that explains why they didn't know where she
you. So you never
was.
return her calls. What is going on?
I want to bring Frost back?
Been-
Yeah, he's...
What's this doing here?
Yeah.
Caitlyn, what's this doing here?
I know what you're thinking. And,
Yeah,
and frankly, if I was
it's
in
a
your shoes,
lot.
I'd probably be thinking the
Yeah.
same thing. But just, what if we could bring your mom back?
Oh my god, do not do
Or
that.
your dad?
Do not do that.
What would you do?
And that she's not coming back.
I can do this.
Oh my god.
I have to.
Oh my god. What are you doing, Barry? Oh, destroying everything. Dude. That was a brutal scene. Jesus. That ending. That freaking ending. Holy crap. I think we have to start with that first because literally the episode had some weird things and some tonal things I want to talk about. But first things first, that ending sequence, because I was wondering as the episode was continuing, and even last week's episode, they're not really addressing Caitlyn too much in terms of like what's happening, in terms of like where she is, because she's nowhere to be found in Star Labs. So Caitlyn's mom calls Barry and goes, have you heard from Caitlyn? We didn't hear her on the phone. Obviously, I don't think the actress was available, but the implication is that Caitlyn was apparently staying with her mom, and that's not the case at all. It's all lies. So Barry just phases through the door and finds the lab, the makeshift lab that is there. And Chillblaine wasn't there. I was expecting maybe to show up, or he was there, but no, it's just Caitlyn. I guess it was more impactful if it's just them two, because if Chillblaine's there, it's a third party, and really, this needs to happen between Barry and Caitlyn specifically. I didn't expect him to destroy everything in that lab. He was controlling the lightning, so it didn't hit the mirror gun or Caitlyn, obviously, but he destroyed everything in that lab. Everything, just obliterated it. And it really was emotional on a multiple levels, because literally Caitlyn has gone so far off the deep end. I get it, because everyone grieves differently, and I get that. But for her to go this far, to go, I'm going to try to find a piece of Frost, or the piece of what was Frost within me, because the mirror gun, of course, split us in two, that, you know, gonna do it again. I'm gonna try to do it again. No, because it's not going to be the same Frost. Even if you split Frost from Caitlyn, which you would have to find a piece of her still within you, and is that even... I don't even know. But it would not be the same Frost if it actually was to occur. Like, for Chillblaine to go, we have to do this and everything, I want to bring her back. I was like, I want to bring her back too. It's not going to be the same person. Because Frost became her own individual over time. She grew. She grew from a villain to being who she was. So you can't expect just another version of Frost to just fix the whole damn thing. It just wouldn't work. So Barry doing that, and I also think this means that their relationship has been really severed. Not completely, like, destroyed or anything, but I think Caitlyn, it's not going to be easy for Caitlyn just to walk back into Star Labs to where she can just come back to Team Flash. Like, she's been gone for, this last little bit, and I just feel like with what was uncovered, I don't know if she can just walk back in. I don't know. So there was all that. There's more we can discuss with that, but, I mean, it's insane. It was a really crazy, because the whole entire tone of the episode shifted immediately when that phone call happened. For the rest of the episode, I think the concept of Barry aging internally, and he has a little bit of gray on the side of his head, but head, can't even talk today. It's been a day. And then him forgetting things, and at a point, if he uses his speed, which the variant he did to destroy that machine, he could die. Obviously, they say that to really raise the stakes. And of course, this guy stole this machine and everything, and so him absorbing Barry's youth gave him a few years more on life. That's Doc Orloff, or whatever his name was, the doctor, and he was going to use it on the entirety of Central City to basically obliterate. And they said turn to dust. That's what Chester said. So basically, he was going to snap Thanos. He's going to snap the gauntlet, essentially, and be immortal. And I like how they threw it. Instead of him, because I'm thinking, how much younger is he going to get before he stops aging backwards, like, to be younger? And he's just going to become immortal. Like, would he become a baby if he absorbed the entirety of Central City? I don't even know. I have no clue. But it's an interesting concept. It was just kind of interesting how they handled it. But I think with Barry forgetting things and him, like, misremembering stuff and saying things that are not actually true, in terms of, like, him saying, we gotta go Star Labs, and he says CCPD, like, right after. It's like, it's interesting how they handled that. Cecile giving, of course, the pep talk, because Iris is not there to give the pep talk, was interesting, because the idea of embracing the time you have left, because Barry could die. I mean, but then again, the timeline would majorly shift, of course, if this was truly going to last, in terms of he's just going to be old until he dies eventually. No, and of course it's very convenient, and then again, the show is always convenient, and I really shouldn't complain too much, because the show is very convenient at times, where literally as soon as Barry destroys the machine, it backfires, and there's a kickback, essentially, and Barry's okay. And he's apparently a little bit younger now, so there's that. Tonally, the episode was a little all over the place, because at times Cecile's asking Barry multiple times, Barry, what's wrong? Are you okay? Iris is missing. What are you talking about? Why are you asking that question? Because in the opening of the episode, they reference Iris and everything, but for the rest of the episode, there was no mention of Iris. The fact that Iris is missing. Singh shows up. That was kind of interesting, and that's where the whole storyline comes in with this doctor, because of course he gives Barry the intel. And then Singh kind of is in there in the episode and kind of telling Joe he needs to, not necessarily, like, stop being yourself, in a sense to where you're kind of holding yourself back. Live your life. You raised the Flash. Like, he got those traits of being the one of the greatest superheroes ever because of you, because you've raised him in this difficult time. And it pushed Joe to where they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, I think, at D&D or whatever, and literally he shows up in like a wizard uniform, and Joe's embracing the game, because the opening he was not. He was so confused what the hell was going on. It was cool to see Singh in the episode, but I think the tonal thing of where they're all having game night and having fun, I get it. Because, if they spent the entire episode where literally, like, they're just all sad and upset because Iris is gone, I would understand it, but it'd be a really sad, like, wow, this is like, there's no happy hunky-dory here whatsoever, or there's no, like, lighthearted moments. It's just doom and gloom because Iris is missing. But it felt like they were really, like, happy and being really excited, and they're just kind of forgetting, oh yeah, Iris is missing, and there's no telling what's happening with her. It just felt like they could have handled the tone and just the way they handled the mood of the characters a little bit better. Joe, they did pretty solid for the most part, but then they end, of course, acting like the wizard and going crazy, you know, like, I'm gonna play this game. It's like, yeah, okay. I don't know. I just feel like it's something they could have handled better to where it didn't feel at times where the tone was all over because like I said, was mentioned earlier in the review. As soon as that phone call came through and Barry went and discovered what Caitlyn's doing, the whole episode completely went downhill in terms of like, now we're in doom and gloom. We're staying in doom and gloom until we roll credits. This is really sad and just really like just messed up shit, and it's getting really tense here. But the majority of the episode was kind of all over the place in terms of tone and everything. It just felt really weird. It did. Because Iris is missing. This is important as hell. And I get it. There's something they can do right now, but you would think that it would kind of help to where they wouldn't always be smiling a lot and, you know, oh yeah, this is awesome. It's like, you get my point. Just, you know, that's just me. I just kind of notice that stuff. Anything in particular? They've started to I don't know what it is. They have now started to reference more and more, for some reason, the kid that Cecile and Joe has had. Jenna or something, is that her name? They, for the longest time, have not mentioned that kid, and all of a sudden now they're referencing that kid. They had a picture in the last episode when Barry was stuck in that house. You see a picture of her with Cecile and Joe. I'm like, oh, there's the kid. Then they've referenced her multiple times in this episode. I'm like, we don't see her. We know she exists. It's just interesting how we didn't hear for so long about the character, or they would like make one reference and then a couple episodes go by, nothing, and then they'll say it again. But now they're like, they're just referencing it over and over, it seems at times. Like, oh my god, they're actually referencing the kid, because that was the running joke. They're not referencing that kid. Like, what's going on here? Like, I know we haven't, like, cause we haven't seen it since it's a baby, but you know, it just felt like they forgot at the fact, oh yeah, we have a kid. So yeah, the episode was interesting. Wish it could have executed better in terms of the tone, but overall, I think it was interesting. And I think the ending was probably the best part of the whole episode, is where Barry finds out. I wonder how the rest of Team Flash is going to respond to that, to what she was doing. Because I don't know if she's able to get all that stuff back, unless she literally goes again and stealing people's other shit. But then again, I think Barry's going to be constantly checking on her to make sure she's not doing something stupid. Because that was not going to work. I'm sorry. It just was not going to work. So, that's the video, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think of the episode. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.